From people pleaser to savage. In order to truly grow, evolve, and change and become your best self, you need to delete your need to perform. So, all of my people pleasers, the desire to please others exists because once upon a time there was no safety in you simply being present and showing up exactly as you were, your raw and unfiltered self. This started in childhood, you showing up as you in all of your innocence, and it wasn't enough, and you were not given the things that you needed in order to grow and properly develop, like love, attention, validation, appreciation. So you started to perform, shape shifting, hiding those parts of self that were deemed as unlovable, and those parts of you that did not give you the reaction that you were looking for and needed in order to survive. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Self love is currency. To all of my returning subscribers, my day ones, my OGs, thank you all so very much for your continued support. All the likes, all the likes, cares, comments, shares. Thank you. I truly do appreciate you. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and click that like button and go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content as such. If this title resonates, if any other title or messages or videos on this channel resonates, go ahead and lock in. Go ahead and lock in. Can't say that enough. Without further ado, let's get back into today's episode 6 of my Reveal to Heal series, where the more that we reveal about ourselves, the more that we give ourselves the opportunity to heal. And the more that we heal, the more that we reveal about ourselves, which allows us to align with like minded people who are on the same journey that we are to evolve, to love ourselves, to heal, to expand and grow, and just be out here lit as fuck, sharing and showing our light. Yep, so we are going to dive right back in. This message is for you if you struggle with people pleasing tendencies, if you are healing a people pleasing wound, if you have found yourself doing things for others, whether they be family, friends, co workers, associates, and you didn't really want to. This message is for you. So, yeah, without further ado, this people pleasing wound was created within your family dynamic. So, you got to be real honest with yourself and accept the fact that, okay, hey, I have people pleasing tendencies, but I learned this from somebody else. So, you come from other people pleasers in your family. And I don't care whatever mask they wear, how they appear, they can be confident, self assured, boundaried up, quote unquote. But these people still had people pleasing tendencies. They were still people pleasing or are currently still people pleasing to some degree because it is learned and also ingrained behavior. So, whatever you embody on an internal level was once modeled to you. Hence why it's been a way of life. Hence why it's been normal. Hence why it's been a part of your everyday routine to say, to do, to overextend yourself. But, you accepting this is one way to rid yourself of this tendency. So, your family dynamic ingrain people pleasing tendencies in you, making this normal. So this was a normal thing for you to perform in order to get your needs met. And if I'm being completely honest, being this honest, about this has made me a bit sad because I recognize my own need to perform for people and what that's looked like for me, and performing for people that could give a fuck less. You'll always attract and align with those who you have to perform for if you feel deep down inside that you are undeserving of the things you desire without the need to perform. Basic essentials, things that everybody should be able to get without the need to perform. You deserve love because you are love. And if you are love, if you are an extension of the Most High, you deserve love simply because you exist. You deserve respect, attention, validation, and appreciation because your spirit and aura are stamped and coded that way. The only type of people that require or allow a performance from you in return for their love, attention, and praise are people that are performers themselves, full time clowns in the circus. And this is real. People that just do too much. And I'm not saying like doing too much as far as being your full, lively, vibrant self, like doing too much for other people's validation. They will allow you to literally make a fool out of yourself in the name of love and find a way to get monetized off of it, or to get an energy, to gain energy from you out of making a fool out of yourself. And I have a few examples, a few horror stories, and just situations that I've been in personally, whether it be growing up in a household and me deciding to pursue a nursing degree in college because that's what my parent wanted me to do. And I'll say father figure loosely, very loosely. Um, Not only was this person a covert narcissist, a psychopath, a pedophile, and an abuser, but it had been ingrained in me so to model after behaviors of his or do things that would make him happy in hopes that his behavior would change or his energy and interactions towards me would change. And I believe that, again, that's where that whole people pleasing tendency, that wound is created, is done in childhood because I couldn't necessarily just show up and go after what I wanted to. I had to do certain things to gain validation, to gain um, words of affirmation, if any, to gain attention. And 10 times out of 10, it still didn't work. So whenever you get done doing all of these backflips, somersaults, back bends, whenever you get done doing the most, it still is not enough. I can also remember another situation, and this is after I went to college, and I actually decided to change my major. And at the time, I was connected with a god grandmother figure who was also a narcissist. And I just had a difficult time communicating with her, like my needs, wants, coming from that type of household, and then connecting with her. It was a recipe for disaster, but also I learned a lot in that situation. But she had a fit whenever I switched my nursing degree to psychology, and she told me, end quote, you will never find a job. So, um, casting spells, just cursing me, telling me that I wasn't going to find a job with a psychology degree. Not only was she wrong, um, but it also just pointed to her level of narcissism and me having that people pleasing wound. I think I was studying to be a nurse at that point for at least a year or two before I decided to change majors. Another incident, whenever I was dating this guy at the time, um, I ended up approaching another woman as a woman. We already know how that went. Didn't end up in a fight per se. I'm not a real confrontational person. But just like I said, doing the most, people pleasing, other people pleasers, people with narcissistic tendencies, clown behavior, they will have you out here looking like a fool. Have you acting out, going towards people that you shouldn't be going towards as a woman. Have you, in a career that you don't want to be in. And then by you doing the most, they are siphoning your energy because in the back of their minds, they're like, oh, she's people pleasing or she's performing for me. It's not for the likes of herself or himself. It's not for your own likes. They see you going above and beyond, bending over backwards to gain attention, validation, acceptance, and energy from them that they know they will never give you because they are siphoning your energy by you trying to gain or attract their attention. And I do apologize for the pauses. Like I said in previous videos, I am reading from some notes, so just bear with me. So, yes, they will literally allow you to make a fool out of yourself in the name of love and find a way to get monetized off of it. These types of people are cowards and pimps, if you will. You don't have to be famous or be a celebrity to sell your soul. All you have to do is do something in the 3D your soul is not aligned with and doesn't want to do. Again, you do not have to be a celebrity or to be famous to sell your soul. All you have to do is do something in the 3D that your soul is not aligned with. And do something that you truly don't want to do for the likes of somebody else. To me, that is, selling your soul. Even if you are doing something in exchange for monetary value, for money, but it's not something that you really want to do, I think that can be considered selling your soul. And this is how people pleasing can also be a type of manipulation because you're shape shifting and manipulating your behavior, which goes outside of your true self to get something in return. You have to dead your desire to perform by figuring out why the desire exists and why you're not okay with just showing up as you. I don't know about y'all, but performance is that. Performance is tiring as hell. And it's maybe why you're exhausted all the time because you've built up this performative identity that requires energy on top of your real identity or self. You really don't get shit in return for performing for man and even God because I believe God wants the real us too. The only thing that becomes of you is becoming less of yourself over time throughout adulthood, in old age, all because whoever raised you didn't acknowledge you the way that you were meant to when you were a kid. If you are still tuned into this message, thank you all so much for your support. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that like button and go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content as such, and also to have the ability to check out the next episode of my Reveal to Heal series. Yeah, hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a good week. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.